Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big One Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 98 of winning a national title with every team in the game. If you guys missed any of the last episodes, we're up in the right-hand corner. Will be a playlist of all of our episodes from episode 1 to 98. We're getting very, very close to completing the series. We're looking about like 38 or so left to go, maybe 36, somewhere around there, certain number. But all in all, new episode means new team, which means we get a wheel spin. And let's see which team we are doing today in this video. And that is going to be Colorado State. Alright, so we get Colorado State in this one. They, I believe, are in the Mountain West. They are. I thought so. They are 79, which is about middle of the road for the Mountain West, which isn't terrible. So we'll have to see how we do. We are a motivator head coach. They haven't really done too well recently, wise at least. But we'll kind of we'll go from there and see how it is. We'll check, of course, the coaching abilities. We do have recruiter, mostly for the offense, and of course, motivator is we need to upgrade a lot to get the boost. We do have architect, which is going to be nice for the skill caps, especially for O-line, wide receivers, and quarterbacks, not yet for running backs. Our offensive coordinator will probably be fired, but our defensive coordinator is not too bad, mostly D-line and secondary, and can help out with boost there as well, so that is going to be nice. Checking out the team, though, here with Colorado State. We do have a 92 overall wide receiver. Too bad he's going to be leaving us. Quarterback's an 81, so that's actually not terrible as a sophomore. We also have a 71 behind him. This is playing time, so he'll always be playing. Halfbacks, we're going to need some. We got 3 leaving us. Wide receivers, again, our top 4 wide receivers will be leaving us. We have a bunch of freshmen, though, so I don't think we need too many, but we need some speed. Tight ends we're losing our 2 best as well, but we have 2 more behind them as well. We have a good freshman tight end as well. Offensive line is going to need depth, a lot of it, because a lot of them are leaving us anyways. D-line, they're all right, I guess. Could use some defensive tackles. Outside linebackers are fairly young. Middle linebackers are fairly young besides the senior. Same thing with right outside linebackers. Corners desperately need speed. Safety's probably the same thing, and we do need a kicker and a punter in this recruiting class. But I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up, and I'll see everyone at the end of Season 1 here with Colorado State. And here we are at the end of Season number 1 here with Colorado State. We go 7-5, 5-2 in the Mountain West, and actually making the conference championship game. Unfortunately, we will have to face Boise State, who went 10-2 on the season, so not looking good for us there, but we will have a winning season at least because we beat Texas to begin the season and FCS, then lost 3 in a row to Colorado, Utep, and Oregon State before winning back-to-back against San Jose and Air Force, losing to New Mexico, beating Nevada, Wyoming, Fresno State, and then losing to Utah State to end the season. But an overall very good year here for Colorado State. It all depends. I mean, I don't think we're going to be winning this game against Boise State because they normally win and normally go in the college football playoff in year number 1. Usually is the key word. We just signed a lot of players as well, which is very, very nice. And we lost. So we are 7-6 on the season. We will get a bowl game. But we had a guy, 6 catches, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns, which is really nice. And Will Howard wins the Heisman Trophy. 3,100 yards, 41 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the season. And we playing Purdue in the LA Bowl, so I don't really think this will go over very well for us, but, you know, I almost seemed to have multiple weeks because we actually need to hire an offensive coordinator. I almost forgot about that. That one's okay. I'm looking for more recruiter and tactician. This guy right here, Brian Tam. Join the squad. Please. But so we'll have to see if we get him. If we win here, it's a winning season. If we lose, it's just a 500 season. which will look a lot better if we win, but we did lose, so we are 7-7, but hey, it's still a bowl game. and everything like that. So we did sign our offensive coordinator, so that is good as well. So now we can actually simulate to the in-season recap here and see who wins it all in year number 1 in this Colorado State universe that we have here. And yeah, we'll see how we do. Coach prestige goes down, so we have some people wanting to transfer out. Pro potential, coach stability improve, and now we're a 2.5-star school. We were, I think, 1.5 to begin the season, or begin this simulation. And I think we only have like 7 people wanting to transfer, which is not terrible. But we still need like 20 players to be signed. But it looks like Alabama beats Notre Dame in season number 1, 22-17. With North Texas, Michigan, Alabama, Kansas, and Florida State as the automatic qualifier. So Kansas, in back-to-back years, in year number 1, or in back-to-back episodes, I guess, in year number 1, make it as like an automatic bid. So, which I had that when we did Kansas, but anywho. With Ohio State, NC State, Texas A&M, Utah, Clemson, and Ole Miss, Notre Dame as the at-large bids. And, of course, Alabama was the one. Destroyed NC State, beat Michigan up pretty good, and then won by 5 against Notre Dame to end out season 1. But that is going to end season number 1. Is on to season number 2 here with Colorado State. And here we are at the end of season number 2 here with Colorado State. We go 5-7, an unfortunate 5-7 because we started out 0-5. Losing to Washington, Texas Tech, Colorado, Vanderbilt, and UNLV before beating Hawaii, but then losing to Fresno State, beating Wyoming and San Jose State, losing Nevada, and then beating New Mexico and Air Force. If we would have just beat Nevada, we would have at least been 500, but unfortunately we did go 5-3 in the conference, though. Not making the conference championship would have been the second time in 2 seasons that we would have made it there, but again, this team isn't even close to winning a national title. We still got a couple years to go, I think, but yeah, as an 80 overall, there's no shot that you can even make it there. But Avery Johnson wins the Heisman Trophy, 3,100 yards, 38 touchdowns to 1 interception. And yeah, we don't make a bowl game because we are 5-7. We don't need to fire any coordinators or anything like that. So we're just going to keep advancing to the end of season recap and see how we do and see who wants to leave, unfortunately. Just because we have a lot of, we didn't have very many people graduating. But yeah, coach prestige goes down, pro potential goes down, conference prestige and coach stability all go down. We only have 3 players wanting to transfer out, but yeah, 2-star prestige now instead of 2.5, but it's fine. Georgia ends up beating Texas 24-14 in the national title game with Texas Tech, Boise State, Penn State, Pittsburgh, and Alabama as the automatic qualifiers, with Georgia, Utah, Purdue, Michigan, Texas, and Notre Dame, Kansas State as the at-large bids. So that's going to end season 2. It is on to season 3 here with Colorado State. And here we are at the end of season number 3 here with Colorado State. We go 9-3. Unfortunately, we're not making the conference championship. That would go to San Jose State and New Mexico. New Mexico only lost 1 game in the conference, so good for them. But our season ended up going like this. We beat Texas Tech and Indiana, lost to Kentucky. We beat Vanderbilt and Utah State, lost to New Mexico and San Jose State, and that's why we're not going to the conference championship. But Air Force, Boise State, Wyoming, San Diego State, and Fresno State were also wins to go 9-3 on the season and end up being ranked at the very end of it. I don't know if we're going to be ranked going into the bowl games-wise, but you never know. And we are, it looks like we are still ranked 23rd, so we don't move up at all. But still, nice solid season here from Colorado State. We did lose out on a tight end there, but yeah, 85 overall, 86 defense, 84 offense at the end of the season. That's very, very good. We will gladly take it. Kenny Johnson with 76 catches, 1,200 yards, 17 touchdowns for the Pitt wide receiver wins the Heisman Trophy. And we're playing West Virginia in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. So another bowl game. Hopefully we can win this one against a 7-5 West Virginia team. But we'll have to see once we get to the end of season recap here. And, of course, we'll go over the bracket here in season number 3 and then, yeah, go from there. And hopefully we can build on this season and improve even more. We're now a 3-star school. We are 9-4, so I think we lost because we were 9-3. Pro potential went up. Coach stability, coach prestige all went up as well. So that's nice. I'm pretty sure we lost. But Liberty, Florida, Pitt, Illinois, and Kansas State were the automatic qualifiers, with Clemson, Cal, Georgia, Oregon State, Notre Dame, and LSU, Tennessee as the at-large bids, with Clemson defeating Notre Dame 36-29 here in season number 3. But it's on to season 4 here with Colorado State. And here we are at the end of season number 4 here with Colorado State. We go 10-2, 8-0 in the conference, having to play Boise State in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. Actually didn't start out well for us. We had to face Wisconsin and Arizona. Both were losses, but we did beat ranked 5 Clemson. So we had a rough start to the year, but then after that, won 10 in a row. I mean, we had a close game against Boise State earlier, but we really scored a lot of points. Unfortunately, Hawaii was only a 3-point win as well, but hopefully we can get a win here against Boise State, and then we might go to the college football playoff because a loss and we don't make it. Taking a look at the top 25, I mean, you have Michigan facing USC, Clemson versus NC State, Colorado, Cincinnati, NC State, Clemson. So there's a couple teams that are above us that have conference championships. So hopefully there's a couple people that lose, and then we get in as the 12. Because a win, I think we do move up into the top 25, including maybe even the top 12 with a win. We are actually ranked 14th, even though we won. We are 11-2 on the season. So we do win the Mountain West, but since we did go down in a ranking, we'll have to see who won. So top 25. So Colorado lost to Cincinnati, and NC State lost, as well as USC. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we might be the 5 going into it. I don't know. It's going to be close. But we'll have to see here next week and see if we do move on into the college football playoff here in season 4. We just signed a 4-star wide receiver as well. And the moment of truth after Julian Sayin wins the Heisman Trophy, 4,200 yards, 44 touchdowns, 8 interceptions on the season. And we will be going to the college football playoff facing Florida State in the first round. So we do advance with Florida, Michigan, Cincinnati, and Clemson were the other 4 automatic bids, with Florida State, Washington, Wisconsin, LSU, Oregon, and Colorado Pitt as the other ones. So this one will be a tough one here against Florida State, but who knows what can happen. But let's get started here against 10-2 Florida State. They are a 90 overall compared to our 88, so a close overall difference here. And hopefully we can get a win and move on to go play another Florida team in back-to-back games against Florida teams, hopefully. It looks like we're starting on offense first in this one. And the offense gets a kick return touchdown to start the game. Florida State scored as well, but we get a field goal to go up 10-7 at the end of 1. And now another field goal to go up 13-7, but Florida State takes the lead. We retake a lead, and it'll be 20-14 at the half. Florida State will start with the football. They don't do anything. Our next offensive drive is a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So we were up 14 points heading in the fourth quarter, and we get a huge interception. And that does take some time away from Florida State. We get another pick, or maybe even just a turnover, and it's now 35-14. And Colorado State is going to destroy Florida State in the first round and move on to go play Florida. 38-14 win over Florida State. A dominant win by this team. It all started with that kickoff return for a touchdown to start the game. It was all us pretty much after that as well. So we move on and now go play Florida. And hopefully it's going to be another win. Of course, we'll check out the bracket with everybody else as well. But of course, we'll be playing Florida in the Fiesta Bowl. And Wisconsin moved on, Oregon moved on, and Colorado all moved on. So we have to face Florida here, and the winner would go to play Michigan or Wisconsin, but it's, again, another tough team. So let's get started here against 11-2 Florida. And they are an 89 overall team, so this will be a tough matchup again. However, I mean, last week we thought it was going to be a rough matchup, but we scored a ton of points and blew out Florida State. So hopefully we can do the same thing here against Florida this time. And we're going to start on offense just like we did last week. And this time we don't go anywhere, though. But our next drive does end in a field goal, so we take a 3-0 lead heading into the second quarter. And it's now 12-0. Now 19-0. It's 19-7 just before half because Florida does score. Florida begins the ball with the second half. They don't do anything. We get another field goal, so it's 22-7. Heading into the fourth quarter, we had a huge punt, which was absolutely huge because if we don't get that huge punt, it doesn't waste us much time. It's an 8-point game here now in the fourth quarter, and we got a punt again. With 2 minutes to go in the game, defense needs to get a stop. They don't, but they do stop the 2-point conversion, but we have to punt again. And however, that's going to do it for the game. So the defense does allow a couple points in the fourth quarter, but the offense scored just enough to win it with a 16-point second quarter. We didn't do anything in the other quarters at all. And really, Florida didn't do anything either other than the second and the fourth quarter. So a big win, and we are moving on to the semifinals here with Colorado State. A huge win, and now we are just one win away from a national title appearance here with Colorado State. But this matchup here is going to be a rough one. We just signed a 5-star free safety. Nice. We like that. We take that all day. We will, of course, get all the Mountain West Conference Player of the Week awards here. I guess we got one. We're going to be playing Wisconsin next up in the semifinals. Here, we're the only team that had an automatic bid to move on. Wisconsin beat Michigan, Oregon beat Cincinnati, and Colorado beat Clemson. So Colorado State, Wisconsin, the winner of this game would go play Oregon or Colorado in the national championship game. But again, it's going to be another tough battle. But let's get started here against 11-3 Wisconsin. And they are an 89. We have the same offense. They have the better defense, however. So they have a 91 overall defense. But just like the last couple weeks, I mean, offense has done well enough to get as much points as they could. The defense has done well. Speaking of defense, we're starting on defense first in this one, and the defense gets a quick stop, and we score a field goal at the end of the first quarter, and it's 3-0 after one. Very defensive-heavy game. It's now 6-0, now 13-0, and the defense is pitching a shutout in the first half. Still 13-0. It's now 16-0, and it'll be that way going into the fourth quarter. If the offense can put up one more field goal, this game is pretty much well and over with a 3-score lead. However, they have a 4th and goal, and they get stopped. So the defensive shutout is still intact. Here with 2 minutes to go, 4th and 2, they get stopped again, and Colorado State shuts out Wisconsin, and we win 16-0. The defense has been the key for this team. I mean, we only completed 53% of our passes. We scored 1 touchdown in the game. Everything else was a field goal. But a win's a win, and that means we are moving on to the national championship game. And we are 1 win away from having another team down. I didn't want to upgrade my skills. I just wanted to advance the week. So let's see who our opponent is. It could be a Colorado State national championship game. But also could be Oregon beating Colorado. Who knows? Of course, we are going to get the Player of the Week awards, both on defense and offense. And we'll be playing Oregon in the national championship game. This one will be a tough one as well. They beat Colorado 34-21. They put up 48 points on Cincinnati and barely beat LSU 28-26. in regulation. But we put up 38 points on Florida State. We put up 22 on Florida and put up 16 on Wisconsin. So, again, another tough battle, but hey, it's national championship time. So let's get started here against 13-2 Oregon. And there we are, the exact same team. 88 overall, 87 offense, 87 defense. So we need to find a way to do just like we've done the last couple weeks with the defense, shutting out teams and scoring points on offense. We're starting on defense first. The defense allows a field goal, but then we get a turnover, so it's 3-0 after one here for Oregon, but we take the lead 7-3. Oregon will retake the lead 10-7 until we score two touchdowns before the end of the half. It's 21-10. We start with the ball in the second half. We get a big touchdown to make it 28-17 going in the fourth quarter. Defense stops Oregon enough for a field goal, so it's 28-20. We go 3 and out. Oregon gets a first down. Big 3rd and 7 here, and they get a first. Another big 3rd down. They get a first down to the 10. And they get a touchdown, but not the 2-point conversion, so it's a 1-point game. Here with 2 minutes to go, we get a big first down. We're taking these. That's going to do it. Colorado State in 4 seasons has won it all. Over Oregon, which is a very tough team to beat. But Colorado State wins it all by 2 points in a huge 28-26 win. That big touchdown as well in the third quarter and make it 28 points. If we don't get that, we lose the game. We scored 21 points in the second quarter, but that big 7 points in the third was why we won the game. So a 28-26 win. That's another team down here for the series, and we're getting very close to college football 26. I know the trailer is technically coming out today. I'm recording this video a couple of days before, or I think a day before. But as you guys are going to be watching this, it will be the day of the trailer coming out. So Brousseau, 4,200 yards, 40 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. We have an Ingram coming out 2 for 46 yards and a touchdown. Rushing-wise, Dupree, 858 and 11. Henderson, 268 and 1. Brousseau, 159 and 5. And Devin with 70 rushing yards and a touchdown. Receiving-wise, Bell and Funchess had over 1,000 yards with 11 and 8 touchdowns respectively. Person had 938 and 14 touchdowns. Marks, 560 and 5. Henderson, 259 and 1. Dupree, 124 and 1. And Brown had 1 catch for 42 yards and a touchdown. Defensive-wise, Hillhouse had 106 tackles to lead the team. Powell had 17 tackles for a loss to lead the team. Barco had 9.5 sacks to lead the team. Vildor had 6 picks to lead the team as well. We did force a good amount of fumbles and recovered most of them as well. We had no blocked kicks, 1 safety, and 1 defensive touchdown, so pretty good. Kicking-wise, Coffey did miss 4 from 50 and 2 from 20, but made every extra point. He did have 3 field goals blocked. That's kind of wild. Punting-wise, 3,000 punting yards from Hyde, 9 inside the 23 touchbacks. Really a good season from our punter. Horn did have that kick return for a touchdown against Florida State, but no punt return touchdowns in the national championship winning season. But that's going to do it for the episode. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, hit the like button down below. It is free. It helps out the channel. But yeah, I appreciate all of the support in the last couple videos. I appreciate all y'all for watching if you got to this far. And yeah, this series will come back in college football 26. But we still have about 30 or so teams left to go for this series, at least in college football 25. So all in all, hope you guys have a great day, week, weekend, whenever you guys are watching this, and I'm out. Peace.